Hey guys, so today I wanted to make a video about my favorite highlighters. Now, if you haven't seen it, I have like a makeup collection and declutter of my blushes, bronzers, and highlighters, so I will leave it up in the card if you guys are curious, but you'll see all the highlighters that I have in my collection, ones that I've already decluttered. So I chose 10 highlighters that are in my collection as of right now at this point, and just share them to you. They're some of the most unique to my collection, but also just my favorite, whether they're just well loved. You know, there's something about them that makes it one of my favorites. So let's hop into it. I'm gonna start off in no particular order. I'm not ranking this at all. These are just, you know, a collection of literally my top 10 favorite highlighters. So I have two here right now. One is from Cover FX. It is the glitter drops, specifically the glitter drops. And why I like this so much is I like the fact that it's actually glittery. I mean, there's so much glitter, these little micro glitters. This one's just a gold shade, but that's why I like this. I love how glittery it is. It's very unique to my collection. It can be sheared out fairly well, and then once it dries out, you're just left with these pretty micro glitters all over your face, and it just looks so good on the skin. It really is one of my favorites. Can you see the glitter? Yeah, I just love this shade too, specifically. So the second one in my collection that is one of my favorites is from Makeup Revolution. It's supposed to be a dupe for the original Cover FX ones, but it's their liquid highlighter. I just happen to have the shade Champagne. I've noticed I really enjoy liquid highlighters the most because they are super impactful. They're the most high impact type of highlighters that I've come across. You know, like, just look how shiny and glowy that is. It's so pretty, and it's dried down now. That's after it's dry. So, you know, there's a reason why I like it so much. I love really blinding highlights. That you'll see that as a trend in all of my favorite ones. I just love, like, you can see me from outer space, but there's a lot of ones within the top 10 that are just really unique and kind of different from everything else in my collection. So those two, I only have two liquid highlighters. That's why I love them so much. I mean, the Makeup Revolution one is getting down there. I mean, I'm really low in it. Okay, these two I grouped together because it's the same brand and formula. I just have two types of them. They're the Pixie Beauty Glowy Gossamer Duos. I adore these. I've hit pan in this palette. Wait, hold on. I hit pan in this one right here. I love them. They're very high impact, and they're actually a good price point, but they're just one of my favorite formulas. I love how shiny they are. Very, very blinding. So that is why I like them, 1 and 2. And you can just see how shiny they are, especially with, like, in comparison to the liquid one from Makeup Revolution. You can just see how blinding they all are. Anything that's highlighted is gonna show texture, but it shows, the way it shows the texture it's not overwhelming in the way it shows texture, is the best way I can put it. Next one is a highlighter palette. It's I only have two highlighter palettes, but it's truly my favorite, and I know a lot of people either love this palette or they hate this. I love this palette, and the reason why I like it so much is A, it's blinding, and B, there's like micro glitters throughout each highlight in this palette, and it is the Anastasia Beverly Hills x Nicole Guerrero highlight palette. This is still available on the Anastasia Beverly Hills website. Obviously, it's well loved. I've hit pan in 3 shades so far, and I'm almost about to hit pan in Kitty Cat. So let me just swatch these for you. Like I said, they're very, very high impact, and super shiny, but the reason I love them the most is because they just have these little glitters throughout the highlighter that I absolutely adore. I love a good glittery highlighter. That's just me personally. I think that's why I like the glitter drops so much. I love glitter. Yeah, that's the main reason why I like them. So you can kind of see how they compare in shine. I actually just talked about this in my favorite glowy base products. It is the Catrice Cosmetics Sungasm Face and Body Highlight. I can't get enough of this guy. It's so big, but it is literally the most blinding highlighter in my collection. I think I can safely say out of all of my powders, this is the most blinding highlighter right here. It's so good. Oh my gosh, I love it. And the base of it isn't far off from my skin tone, so it just looks the most natural when it's turned away from the light. It matches my skin tone pretty well, so you're not going to see like a shadow or a colored base on my skin. So it's very easy for me to wear. Oh, it's just so good. I love that Catrice one. And it's really cheap. I think it's like $10. I'm not even kidding you for how big it is. You can find it on Ulta Beauty on their website. I don't know if they have it in store. I don't go in store anymore, but yeah, that is like hands down my new favorite powder highlight. I think I can safely say that now. Right, I am going to bring up two unique highlighters to my collection. One I've talked about in multiple videos already. It's the Stila Cosmetics Heaven's Dew All Over Glimmer eyeshadow or All Over Glimmer highlight in the shade Silver Lake. It is just very, very unique. I don't have anything similar to this, at least not in this shade. The most similar thing I could that is available on the market to this one is from Fenty Beauty. They're like Diamond Bomb highlights. You can just see how reflective that is. There's no base to it. It's a very transparent base, so there's no shadow to it when it's away from the light, and then the second it hits the light, it's just so impactful. Look at that. Isn't that good? And it's all these little micro glitters. There's no like sheen to it. It's just these little glitters all throughout the product. It's so pretty. I love it. So another very unique highlighter to my collection is from the brand Melt Cosmetics, and it's available on Sephora still. Pretty sure I just saw it on Sephora recently, but it's the Digital Dust Highlighter in the shade Illuminacion. So this is the one that has the skull imprinted in it, and again, you're gonna kind of see a trend in most of these. The reason why I love this so much is there are these little micro glitters throughout it that I just adore. You can see how pretty the duochrome is. It's like a pink nude duochrome. But yeah, like I was saying, there's these beautiful little micro glitters to it that just make it so unique. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at that. When the sun hits it, it's this beautiful pink glittery highlighter. Oh my god, it's so good. It's got these stunning little micro glitters to it, and then the second it's turned away, it turns into this stunning like gold tone. See that? Oh, it's so pretty. I love it so much. So yeah, that's one of the most unique ones in my collection. And I really enjoy the duochrome flip of it. So number 9 and number 10 of my top 10 highlighters. This is such an oldie, but it's so good. It is my most subtle highlight out of all of these top 10 ones that I have. The reason why I put this in my top 10 is it is my most used highlighter. It's the Becca Cosmetics Rose Quartz Highlighter, and the reason why, look at that pan. The reason why I chose this one to be in my top 10 is I cannot find an exact shade to this, and the way it sits on the skin and the way it looks on the skin is just remarkable. I really adore this shade specifically, and it's a shame that Becca is going out of business because this truly is one of my favorite highlighters. So it's right here. Again, it is my most subtle highlighter, but it is like the perfect everyday pinky tone in my collection, and it's so smooth. It's one of the best highlighter formulas for texture, especially if you have a lot of texture on your skin. It's very, very smooth, very sheeny, and just really, really beautiful, man. It's so good. My most nude toned highlighter. I really enjoy this one in the summer specifically. It is also a powder highlight. It is from the brand Persona Cosmetics. It's their Cali Glow highlight in the shade Azuma, which is their middle shade. They have this like almost white color and then a more deeper like nude bronze shade, but this is just their middle like champagne type of shade. It's actually really good dent. And this is just like, I just need to put on a highlight. I don't want a crazy like color to it. I just want the highlight. This is what I'm going for. I really love this highlighter. And it's right there. Really pretty. Again, it's one of my more like subtle highlights. You can see it on my finger. I say subtle, but it really isn't subtle when it's on the skin. You know, it's just one of those that like the more you work it into the skin, the more glowy it becomes. And again, it's one of the best highlighters in my collection if you have textured skin. So yeah, that is the Cali Glow highlight in the shade Azuma from Persona Cosmetics. So that is everything. That is my top 10 highlighters that I have in my collection. They are truly my favorites. Let me know if you have questions, leave it down in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. All highlighters will be linked below in the description box. I hope you subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.